All right, folks. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Trump's quantum leap that he has planned for the United States of America. As we approach 2024, we're starting to see Trump kind of roll out more and more of his plans that he has for making his way back into the White House. So I'm going to play this clip. This video was just shared yesterday by Trump's campaign, and you guys can hear for himself. He describes his objective is a quantum leap, and then he describes the 10 freedom cities that he wants to see built here in the United States of America. So let's let the man say it for himself. America's quantum leap. Here we go.
Generations of Americans pursued big dreams and daring projects that once seemed absolutely impossible. They pushed across an unsettled continent and built new cities in the wild frontier. They transformed American life with the interstate highway system. Magnificent it was. And they launched a vast network of satellites into orbit all around the earth. But today, our country has lost its boldness. Under my leadership, we will get it back in a very big way. If you look at just 3 years ago, what we were doing was unthinkable. How good it was, how great it was for our country. Our objective will be a quantum leap in the American standard of living. That's what will happen. Here are just a few of the ways we can do it. Almost 1/3 of the landmass of the United States is owned by the federal government, with just a very, very small portion of that land, just a fraction, 1/2 of 1%. Would you believe that? We should hold a contest to charter up to 10 new cities and award them to the best proposals for development. In other words, we'll actually build new cities in our country again. These freedom cities will reopen the frontier, reignite American imagination, and give hundreds of thousands of young people and other people, all hardworking families, a new shot at home ownership and, in fact, the American dream. Another big opportunity is in transportation. Dozens of major companies in the United States and China are racing to develop vertical takeoff and landing vehicles for families and individuals. Just as the United States led the automotive revolution in the last century, I want to ensure that America, not China, leads this revolution in air mobility. These breakthroughs can transform commerce, bring a giant infusion of wealth into rural America, and connect families and our country in new ways. Likewise, through our Strategic National Manufacturing Initiative, which is going to be very big and very, very successful, we will turn forgotten communities into hives of industry, producing the goods we will no longer import from China. We will also have a major initiative on lowering the cost of living with a special focus on lowering the cost of a new car and lowering the cost to build a single-family home. And they will be beautiful homes. And I will ask Congress to support baby bonuses for young parents to help launch a new baby boom. Finally, I'll challenge the governors of all 50 states to join me in a great modernization and beautification campaign, getting rid of ugly buildings, refurbishing our parks and our public spaces, making cities and towns more livable, ensuring a pristine environment, and building towering monuments to our true American heroes. Very importantly, I will also make sure all of these new places are safe. We love and cherish our police. They will do the job the way they have to. It is time to start talking about greatness for our country again. I will dramatically increase living standards and build a future that brings our country together through excitement, opportunity, and success. Thank you very much.
Hey, everybody, it's a 1 Minute Show with Joe Schmo, and we are...
Oh, huge shout out to Joe Schmo. And there you have it, folks. The quantum leap plan for America. Sounds good to me, President Trump. So let's talk about this. New cities on federal land, and he's talking about less than 0.5%. So these are not going to be existing cities. This is not money that's supposed to be really going towards the existing cities that we have throughout this country. It sounds like this is a contest for new cities potentially built on some federal land, and he says it's not going to take much. Now, he also talks about home ownership for hundreds of thousands of Americans. So this is not the smart city grids where, high-rise apartments for everyone, coffin apartments for everybody. It sounds like this is more of, single-family homes, homes that people can be proud of. Then he mentions vertical takeoff and landing of, increasing air mobility. So I don't know what kind of flying saucers he has planned for us, but he's talking about new ways in which we're going to be traveling. We're already seeing Elon working on many of those, and very, very interesting how he mentioned that the vertical takeoff and landing. Uh, very, very interesting. He calls it a revolution in air mobility. Now, the part that I do love, and I definitely agree with him, is the baby bonuses for a new baby boom. Not necessarily that I believe in our government. I don't like more government programs. We are broke and bust as a country. So let me just start off by making that very clear. But we do need to make more babies, more children in the United States, in the Western countries. We definitely are falling behind and our populations are in decline. So I'd love to see that, and kind of talking of, bringing back the stimulus checks. And we had the bonus, the child bonuses, right, that already were implemented. And it just sounds to me like he's got major plans to invest in America. And I want to remind everybody, right, we've been talking about this. In 2020, Trump opened up Pandora's box by rewriting the rules, by merging kind of the Federal Reserve underneath the Treasury Department, and then flooding the streets of America, Main Street, with PPP loans for businesses and just stimulus checks straight to the households. But then it started before 2020, in 2017, 2018, when he started to drastically reduce taxes and regulations. Now, many people criticize this as basically just making it easier for the corporations to continue getting rich, right? But he also, when 2020 happened, that's when he started to flood Main Street, right? And he did reduce the taxes, which is, the American tax law applies to everybody, not just the corporations, right? Anybody can use these tax advantages. The system here that we've created in the United States incentivizes people to build businesses and invest in real estate. And that's what Trump does. That's what Trump did. And he's trying to open that up as well. He is trying to flood America with a bunch of new capital. And I just want to reiterate that this is all part of the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again, and it doesn't matter what your opinion is on the big bad orange man. He started the transfer of wealth back in his first round in office, reducing taxes, reducing regulations, and you can tell from his plan going forward here is to flood the streets of America with fresh capital, fresh investments, fresh incentives for people to invest in America. And so I think that for those of us who can get past the emotional opinion that we have on Trump, those of us that are going to get down to business, there's going to be plenty of opportunity for us. But I want to reiterate, Trump is the king of bankruptcies. He's ran many companies, many organizations through the bankruptcy process, bought and purchased many companies that were already going bankrupt and brought them back to life, right? So this is all part of the plan I think that Trump has coming back into 2024. We need to be prepared, but we also need to understand that it could potentially mean much more inflation on the way, right? If Trump doesn't care about running up that debt, if he doesn't care about that deficit, and he's going to be increasing the supply of dollars just like they did in 2020, and he's going to be flooding it to Main Street. He's going to be flooding it to Main Street businesses. He's going to give baby bonuses, right? And then all the other incentives, along with reducing taxes, reducing regulations, is going to open up America once again. That's why I call this the greatest transfer of wealth in world history. Let's continue to take advantage of it. It's going to be a quantum leap is how he describes it. And we want to take advantage of it. The quantum financial system getting rolled out. We talked about the few cryptocurrencies that are going to be a part of that. And I just want to remind everybody here tonight, this is March 4th, 2023 is today's date. We're going to be dropping our most recent Rumble exclusive. So if you guys want to check that out, you can just head on over here to my Rumble. You guys can see that right here. I did an interview with Dr. Scott Young, so feel free to head on over to the Rumble and check that out. You can find that over at my website, zachrector.com. The links for all my socials, but I should be easy to find there on Rumble. ZachRector7 is the username. And ran up an incredible session, a Nasara deep dive with Dr. Scott Young. And many people argue, make the case that a lot of what Trump's talking about and implementing here is part of Nasara. You guys check it out for yourself. I appreciate all of you guys. We'll see you in the next one. God bless you all. Thank you so much.